This is Cody Lee, author of Rabbit Hole and owner of blackcatbooks.org. Man, has Sony gone downhill in the past week. I feel like over the past week, like a dam has burst forward, and a lot of information that I, of course, have known for years regarding the company and the PlayStation division specifically has sort of seeped into the mainstream. Like, I'm seeing more and more people start to wake up to the fact that Sony PlayStation is a terrible brand. People are leaving in droves, studios are getting shut down, niche Japanese games are specifically stated to not being, they're not going to make any more of those. So if you like stuff like Gravity Rush, if you like Ape Escape, if you like, any of these games, anything that isn't like The Last of Us Part 2, you're out of luck. You're not getting shit. There's been a never-ending barrage of just bad news like this, and I don't think it's going to let up. It's getting so bad, in fact, that I feel as if the PlayStation 5 is well on its way to being a major disaster for Sony. Like, nobody wants to talk about it because, like, as I've mentioned several times in the past, the gaming media is extremely corrupt, extremely biased towards PlayStation, and doesn't really cover any news that might make them look bad. But even now, like, with the way things are looking now, are these people really going to come out and try to defend a Last of Us remake? Really? Are they really going to come out and try to pretend The Last of Us Part 2 is one of the best games ever made? Are they really going to continue this narrative that PlayStation is some, like, industry-defining experience? Like, the best out of the major gaming platforms, better than phones, better than PC, better than Xbox, better than Nintendo, which is stomping all over them right now, especially in their home country of Japan. What's it going to take until PlayStation collapses entirely? Like, what is it going to take for Sony to leave the console industry? We might get to see that in the next couple of years. We might actually be on that path where PlayStation just implodes upon itself because of all the bad decisions. I'm hearing, like, if you know your history, your console history between, like, about how Sega fell apart. Like, a big major aspect of it was there was a major divide between, like, two major power struggles: the Japanese and the Americans. The Americans, I believe, didn't allow a lot of prominent Japanese games to release on the Saturn in America because they thought that those games wouldn't be popular for the audience, and that led to Saturn's unpopularity. And by the time the Dreamcast rolled around, Sega didn't have the capability to compete. I think we're seeing something similar now. Like, the industry is changing a lot, and I think we've seen a shift in like the console generation. Like, a couple of years ago, I would have said, like, Xbox would have been the most likely to go. And that's still kind of true, but what Xbox has done is evolve into a subscription-based service that is going to maintain its popularity going forward, assuming that Game Pass remains affordable and continues to have, like, a wide variety of games for normie audiences. Like, Game Pass is going to stick around. The Xbox console might not, but might not exist, like, to the extent it once did, but, like, Game Pass, Xbox as a brand, as a subscription service, is going to continue. I don't see PlayStation continuing. Like, PlayStation Now was a disaster. Nobody likes talking about that service. It's been a complete train wreck. Sony failed to sort of evolve their brand past this idea of, like, oh, we're going to develop a cool video game console for cool kids who go out at night. Like, they never evolve past that mindset. Like, like, the fact that they're going after a global audience is, in my mind, a major mistake, because they're not catering to enthusiasts. They're not catering to, like, people who want to make and experience niche experiences. Like, they don't give a shit. They just want to sell as many units as possible. And, this is going to lead them down this path where nobody is this is going to lead them down a path where no one is truly their fan. You know, like, they're going to alienate more and more people until there is absolutely nothing left.